There you go. So you can go ahead and have a seat on the mat with your legs long shaped diamond or crossed legs. Okay. Depending on how you feel on your hips. So I want you to push through the sacrum. Okay. So try to make a lumbar arch here. Of course, as much as you can. Good, and place your hands on your knees or on your shins. Good, just have your hands rest. And sit up nice and tall by lifting up through the crown of the head. Okay, so you start with a tiny, teeny pelvic curl. And come back to neutral. And do that again. So when you do a pelvic curl, don't make yourself short, okay? Instead of sinking down, you lengthen the spine. Okay, and then go up. And let's do 2 more. Exhale. It's a very tiny little spinal flexion. Exhale. Good, and then come all the way back. Now go ahead and place your hand on your side, one of the hand, and then reach out the arm and bend over towards the underneath hand, but I really want you to reach the arm and come all the way back, reach the opposite arm and try not to squish yourself, you lengthening. And so open one side of your waist, one side of your body, but keep both sides long. Okay, let's do 2 more for each. You exhale, bend over, and then inhale, come back. So every time when you come back to the center, you get ½ inch taller every single time. Exhale. Good. Inhale. So I want to see your spine is in a side bend position, but with muscle support. Okay. And then go ahead and place one hand across on the other side of the knee and gentle twist. Exhale. And inhale, come back. And exhale. You can raise your arms up and bring it back down as you twist. You don't even have to push the knee. Inhale, you'll go up so you can work on the range of the shoulder joint. And let's do 1 more for each. Inhale, reach, and exhale, twist. So to get the spine warmed up. Good, and then coming all the way up. Good. Now circle your arms around so you can put your hands right by the side of the sacrum, okay? So I want you to, as long as your shoulders are okay, pull your elbows backwards towards each other, okay? And let them go away. So your elbows wide right now, but when you exhale or inhale, actually doesn't matter. Pull your elbows towards your midline. So you may be able to squeeze the scapulas as well, and then let them go away. Do that again. We go 1 more. Pull, and feel your spine gets even longer when you pull your elbows. Good. Next time when you pull your elbows, you push the hands into your sacrum, and then you lift up your chest up towards the ceiling. It's a very tiny little back extension. And then come back and let your elbows go away from each other. Okay, so pull your elbows in, push the hand into the pelvis, and you lengthen, you pull your scapulas down, sternum up towards the ceiling, and then let everything go, okay? All right, let's do 2 more. Pull your elbows. If your shoulders bothers you, then you don't have to go too deep. Okay, and come back. Let's do 1 more time. Pull, and your thoracic spinal extension, your chest spine extends, and go all the way up. And go ahead, straighten the legs. If you need to roll onto the side, go ahead. Otherwise, if you have a healthy spine, go ahead, do a roll down one time, just one time. And come all the way back. Then slide your feet towards you. Cross one leg over, either one. Reach those arms straight over your head. You interlace the fingers like this and the palms facing away from yourself. Reach through the hands away, but shoulders down. Keep the neck nice and long. As you inhale, go ahead, twist to the right side or left side without letting the opposite shoulder go away from the floor. And then exhale, pull your legs back to the center through your obliques. Let's go to the other side. Keep those legs as they are. And then utilize the weight of the legs to deepen the stretch. And meanwhile, you really need to push through the hands away from yourself so you can get a nice deep oblique stretch. And let's do one more for each. So legs stay as it is. And open the chest. And coming all the way back. Let's do one more time and twist and keep reaching through the fingers or hands. And coming all the way back. Go ahead, switch legs. And we're going to do the same thing for both, twice for each side. Inhale, twist, twist, find a nice stretch here. And coming all the way back to the center. Let's go to the other side. So while you're twisting, what you need to do is reaching through the hands, lengthen the arms, and coming all the way back. Let's do one more for each. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. And coming all the way back. Last one, and inhale. Good, and then coming all the way back to the center. Unwind your legs and go ahead, bring your arms by your side. Now we are going to start with a tiny pelvic tilt and arch. Okay, so your hands are here by your side. So, but I'm going to take one arm away just so you can see my pelvic movement. So you curl and then arch. It's a very tiny little movement. You curl and push the lumbar into the space, and then you make the lumbar arch bigger. And a curl, tiny, very tiny, and arch. Okay, let's do one more for each. Last one. Good, now you guys go ahead, continue to raise. You go all the way up to the bridging position. Okay, so push the sits bones into your femur and take a big inhale. You go all the way down either by articulating the spine or keep the flat back and hinge from the hip joint. So either way, inhale, exhale, you articulate or you just simply lift up your hips. So once you come to the top, the shape looks exactly the same wherever way you come up. I really want you to lift up through the hip joint, open the front part of your hips. And exhale, you go down. And go ahead, start raising those arms over your head while you're going down. You may not be able to touch the floor without bending the arms. Okay, that's fine. Keep the elbows nice and straight. And inhale. And exhale, curl up, and then you take the arms by your side. Once your pelvis come up, you use the arms so you can lift up the pelvis a little bit higher and take a big inhale. Again, as you exhale, you go all the way down and start lifting up the arms by your ears, and you reach. Okay, your arms are super active, reaching through the fingers. Exhale, you curl up. Press, 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 and inhale. And exhale, you go all all the way back down. Good. Last one. And exhale, you curl up. Good. And halfway down, just let your pelvis hang. Okay. So now keep the pelvis floating in the air, but you're not all the way up to the top. Just hang halfway, and then we go marching. Exhale, down, exhale, lift, and down. Exhale, lift, and down. So it's a little bit easier compared to the one with the pelvis all the way up, but I don't want you to move the pelvis back up and down, or tilt your pelvis or rotate your pelvis. So pelvis stays as it is, and the movement is coming from the hip joint. So your standing leg or supporting leg needs to work. Okay, let's do one more for each. Come all the way back down and lift up your hips a little bit higher, and then go all the way back down. Okay, one leg up to tabletop, and we do the leg lift. Same idea, but now the pelvis is on the floor. Inhale, so everything is coming from the hip joint. Nothing is happening in your pelvis. And let's do one more time. Good. And now we do the same thing, but legs straight up towards the ceiling. If you want to, you kick the leg down, pull your abs in, and then you go up. So the goal would be, it's really hard, 90 degrees without bending the knee, without curling the tailbone. So that means if your hamstrings are too tight, then you probably need to stop about 80 degrees, okay? So no knee bending today, and no curl, pelvis stays as it is, and then just maintain the pelvis stability when you go up and down, okay? Use the quads to maintain the knee extension. Okay, let's do one more time. Up, and bend this knee, plant your foot down. Let's do the other side. So we do 3 tabletop leg, tip the floor, and exhale. So this is a gentle lower abdominal exercise. As you exhale, let your abdominals, lower abdominal, lift up the leg. And go all the way up to the top. Now you extend the knee as much as you can. Find a nice hamstring stretch, and then you go down, abdominal, and then let your abdominal lift up your legs. You go down, and exhale, lift through your hip joint, and inhale, keep the sit bone down away from the heel, and let's do 2 more of those. Last one. And hold. Go ahead and put this foot back down. Both legs up to tabletop. Reach the leg straight over your head. As you exhale, you bring the arms down by your side. Okay, inhale, you go over. And exhale. Good. If you have a healthy spine, go ahead and add the chest lift. So your arms and the head and chest go up, reach to the arms, and then inhale, you go down. And same thing, 2 more. Exhale, reach the hands by your side. And last one. So now when you next exhale, come up and reach the leg, shoot the leg straight forward. Good. Legs come in and your arms go down. So for going down, we have 2 segments, okay? Legs come first and the top part of your body. You go up and reach. Legs and go down. If you have chosen not to lift up your head and chest, you look like this. So it's a little bit more challenging for your lower abdominals. Exhale. Knees, and bring it back. So once you go up to the top, once you shoot the leg, you stop right there. Okay, Now your legs are go open, close, about shoulders wide width. Bring your legs back in and then go all the way down. Same thing, you shoot the leg. Open, close. In and go down. Okay, if you're not lifting up the head, you look like this. Go down. Okay, let's do 2 more. Exhale, reach, close. Last one. And exhale, reach, open, close, pull it back in, and go ahead, lie down on your back and hug your knee. Good. There you go. Whenever you're ready, go ahead, slide one leg down and let this leg press into the floor, and go ahead, reach the leg straight up towards the ceiling and then flex the foot. Okay, so take your sit bone down as you reach the heel up towards the ceiling. And you may want to do circles, couple times circles through the ankle joint. And let's do reverse. So circles, good. And go ahead and release your hands today. Your arms are by your side. And we're going to do a leg circle across. Inhale for one circle and exhale for one circle. Okay, so same idea. Try to lift up the leg close to 90 degrees so you can maximize the hamstring stretch. Okay, inhale and exhale, lift. Last two. Inhale, lift. Last one, now hold it there. Reverse circles. Inhale, lift, and exhale through the hip joint. Inhale and exhale. So how your pelvis touches your floor, it doesn't change at all. Okay, 2 more. Inhale and exhale and hold. Keep the leg straight and grab the leg with the opposite hand and go ahead, twist with the leg straight and open the arm if you want to. Okay, allow your pelvis come off the floor so you can go into a deep spinal twist. One more deep breath. Come all the way back to the center through the spine. And go ahead and release and switch leg, slide it in and grab onto the leg, wherever you like. Your shin, your calf or the back side of your leg. And take your sit bone down and then reach through the heel up towards the ceiling so you can maximize the hamstring stretch. Good. One more deep breath. And go ahead, stack. Oh, sorry. We need to do the circle. Sorry. Circle 3. And a reverse circle 3. Good. Okay, after you're done, release your arm, hands by your side, and we are going to do circles. Inhale and exhale. So keep using the quads and keep the knees straight. And exhale. Let's do 4 and 3. And keep using the quads, straighten the leg, and then hold it there. Straighten the leg even more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Keep going and inhale and exhale. Get legs straight. Keep reaching through the heel. Last one and hold. Okay, keep the leg straight and then put this hand, the opposite hand, on the outer side of your thigh. And go ahead, twist, twist, twist. And open the arm if you want to. One more deep breath. Good, and coming all the way back to the center. And go ahead and bend the other knee and then come all the way back to the tabletop. Press the hand against the thigh so you create a pressure between your arms and knee. As you inhale, go ahead and reach the leg out and the arms out at the same time. And then exhale, press the hands and knees back. Okay, so double leg stretch and exhale, come back. So you can continue it. If you want to lift up your head and chest to make it even harder, go ahead and do so. Same idea, you inhale, reach. Exhale, you press the hands. Inhale. So if you lift up your head and chest, don't let your head go down when you reach the arms. So that means you need to keep lifting up your chest towards the thigh when you do this. Okay, let's do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and all the way back, and go ahead, take go ahead, take the head down. Okay, now one of the legs straight forward. Now both hands stack either way, like a cross. Okay, and then press through the knee, one of the knees. Inhale and exhale, just switch. I really want you to push the knee into the hand. Exhale, switch. Okay, so if you want to lift up your head and chest, go ahead, exhale and exhale. Good, and exhale. Keep going. Exhale and exhale. Let's do 2 more. Exhale. Last one, now hold. Okay, take a break. Now you put your hands, okay, your palms together. Okay. All right, so one leg straight and then your palms together, and you press the outer side of your knee and switch and press. Okay, switch and press. And your arms are moving as well, and switch and press. Okay, and if you want to lift up your head and chest, you look like this, and your chest moves with the arms. Your chest also rotates when you move the arms, and don't forget to press the thigh into the hand. Okay, press your thighs into the hands more than pressing the hands into the thigh, so you can activate your obliques. Let's do 2 more. Exhale. Head can be down like this. Last one more for each. And hold. Go ahead and hug your knees and just take a break. Okay, you may want to circle your knees or circle your legs. Good. If you have a healthy spine, go ahead and start rolling up all the way. If you need to modify it, turn to the body to one side. Okay, you come all the way up to a straight spine. Good. Long shape diamond today. Arms up. Reach through the fingers forward and inhale. Exhale, you either curl down for spine stretch forward or flat back, lean forward. So I'm rounding now, and take an inhale. Exhale, you articulate your spine bone by bone if you're rounded. Okay. So if you want to maintain the flat back, you just lean forward, the whole spine start tilting forward. So either way, it's beneficial. Inhale, lengthen the spine even more, and then exhale, coming all the way back. So you can choose one of them, or you can do alternate. So curl down if you have a healthy spine. So either way beneficial. If you round, then you can work on the mobility of the spine. Okay, if you stay in the flat back, then it's a little bit more core work than rounding the spine, and then you get a really good hip stretch as well, and then go all the way up. Let's do 2 more. So if you're doing alternate, 1 more for each. Exhale. So keep pressing the knees down. So you're in the external rotation from the hip joint. Okay, press the knees down. Inhale and exhale, coming all the way back. And last one. Okay, I'm keeping my back flat. Good, and once you come all the way back, reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling. Okay, possibly arms by your side. If your shoulders bother you, then go wider. Okay, but I want you to go as high as you can, and go ahead, twist, twist, back to center. So you do pulses, 1, 2, and center, and 1, 2, and center. At the second pulse, you go a little bit, tiny little bit deeper. Pulse, pulse, and keep your abs, keep your belly flat. Okay, so you make your waist nice and long as you twist back to center and exhale. Exhale back to center. Let's do one more for each. Exhale, arms a little bit backwards. Everybody, good. Now hold it there. Now bring your legs to the center. You can squeeze it or you can keep it apart. Okay, so cross your arms in front of you like this, your wrist across, and push the chest into the wrist so you can make a beautiful straight spine or neutral spine. As you inhale, you lean back without rounding or without arching. So the angle you can go is actually up to you. You may be able to go deeper than I'm doing, but the main purpose of this exercise is maintain the beautiful spine, straight spine. So no arching, no rounding. Keep your head back in line with your spine. Okay, and come back. One more time. You inhale, lean back with a flat back. So keep lifting up your chest into the wrist. Good. Now we're adding the twist. So as you lean back, we simultaneously twist. So one shoulder is going lower than the other. And then when you come back to the straight spine, and then, perpendicular to the floor, your chest is facing forward. Okay. And then lean back as you twist, and then come back. So if you see me from this angle, I look like this. My body actually stays right in the middle. You're not shifting, okay? So my pelvis is holding equal weight on each side of the pelvis. I'm leaning back, but I'm not going away from the midline. So your body is just going straight back, and then with a twist, spinal twist, okay? Let's do one more for each. I don't know. I don't remember which side we started. Come back. It's definitely a core work. Good. Come all the way back. And go ahead, put your feet together all the way. Okay. And we do the same thing, but one leg off the floor, one foot off the floor. You can squeeze the knees, and then you lean back and just twist here, similar exercise, sorry, and twist to the other side, come back to the center, and then go ahead, lift up the other leg. Lean back, maintain a straight spine, and twist to one side. You can start with either one. And chest is twisting, not your head. Come back to the center and lift. Let's do one more for each. Lift up one leg, and lean back and twist. Okay, use the abdominals and back extensor. Come back to the center and come up. I'm sweating in. Oh, sorry. The other leg up and twist and twist. Good. Come all the way back and go ahead and put your legs down and open the knees again, and you bend over for a nice stretch. You can walk through the hands forward. And coming all the way back up. And if you have a healthy spine, go ahead, start rolling down. If you need to modify it, go ahead. Good. Walk your hand and not hand, sorry, feet away and just twist one at a time. Just to release the tension around your lower back. Feels good. Good. And then coming all the way back to the center and walk your feet towards your midline, but you still have 1 fist apart, 4 to 5 inches apart. Okay. So now we're going to do a pelvic curl or pelvic lift. So as you exhale, you curl up or you just lift up your hips straight up towards the ceiling. So this time I want you to come up super high and eventually we're going to lift up the leg. But okay, the first one we did, the pelvis is hanging, the mid-height, mid-level, but this time I want you to go to a highest, okay, without arching your back. Good. Let's do one more time. Exhale, you go all the way up. So use the glutes and use the hamstrings. Okay, use the abs. As you exhale, we do march. Lift and put it down and lift up the other leg and put it down. So while you're marching, don't let the hip come any lower than that. So as soon as you put the foot down, you need to shift your weight onto the foot, but make sure you activate the top part of your hamstrings before you lift up the other leg, okay? And of course, your adductor, your inner thighs are working. And up. One more for each. When you lift up the first leg, you stay there, and we're going to do a hip lift. Up, 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 up. Booty. 3, 2, and a hold. Bring it back down and go ahead, switch. Okay, we go up. Okay, so make sure you lift up the hips through the glutes and the hamstrings. Okay, 2 more. 2. Last one now. Hold. Put this foot back down. Re-establish the height of the pelvis. Lift. And then you go all the way back down. Good. And then go ahead and have your knees into the chest. And open the knees wide. The feet can be apart too. And then draw the knee towards the outer side of your trunk. Okay, so you can hold the leg with your elbows, okay, if your arms are long enough, and then open those knees and then gently push the knees down towards the floor by your waist. And take your tailbone down away from yourself. So you're gonna open through the hip joint. And coming all the way back to the center. And slide your legs back down. And one arm goes up and then you lie down onto the side of the arm. Good. Okay, so your underneath arm, shoulder need to be pulled down. And your head is resting on your bicep. And top hand is not holding the weight too much. Okay, just resting on the floor. Okay, so go ahead, squeeze your legs and use those inner thighs to keep the legs parallel. As you exhale, lift up your legs, but reach into the feet and go down, but they are still hovering. Exhale, lift. Good. And lower. So the main muscles you're using are obliques, okay? So you hike this pelvis up towards your rib cage, shorten this side, and that lifts up your legs. Okay, 2 more of those. Last one. Good. So once you go up to the top, you turn out your legs and then you do a beep, what is it called? Pumping or beeping. through the heels and then through the inner thighs. Okay, don't forget to breathe. Lift up your legs even higher, everybody, and then do this beat higher. And then hold it there and squeeze, 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 and lowering your legs back down. Go all the way back down. Let's see, go ahead and bend your knee. Okay, your heels are still in line with your hips. Okay, and then open those legs. Open the leg, open the knee, just the knee, and then take it back down. Okay, squeeze the heel when you go up. And what I want you to check is the pelvis stability. So when you open, don't let this upper part of the pelvis rotate. Okay. So I'm thinking of pushing this hip forward as I go wider. Okay, let's do a couple more. Exhale, you lift and squeeze and screwing through the hip joint, and 2 more. Exhale. Last one. And once you open it out, you hold it there. Like we do poses 8 and 6, 4, 3, 2, and hold, and bring it back down. Good. And go ahead, come up and switch side. Start with the side bend. Legs, your kneecaps are pointing straight forward, so that means don't turn it out. Okay, you slightly turn it in by using the inner thighs. Keep them parallel. So as you exhale, go ahead, lift them up. Lower your legs back down. Good, and exhale, lift. And lower. Keep going, and your underneath leg is pressed up into the top leg. And lift. And down. And make sure your abdominals need to be pulled in. 2 more. Exhale. Last one. So once you go up to the top, okay, so this is what I want you to start pumping or beating. Okay, pump. Squeeze the heels and the inner thighs. Okay, squeeze, pump, 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 pump. Okay, keep breathing, pump, 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 pump. And last one, and squeeze and hold, squeeze, 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 and lowering the leg back down. And go ahead and bend your knees. So heels still in line with your hip joint or sits bones. Okay, so as you exhale, lift up the knee, open the knee without rotating the hip. Inhale, you go down. And then exhale, open the knee up towards the ceiling. So you're twisting through the hip joint. Okay, you go up and squeeze the heel. And coming back down. Okay, squeeze the heel. Good, and going all the way down. Okay, let's do 3. Lower. And 2. Last one, and then we stop at the top, and then we go poses 8, 8, and 6, booty, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Go all the way back down, and go ahead, lie down on your stomach with your arms like a W shape. So elbows are really close to your trunk. Hands are in line with your shoulders. Okay, so external rotate your shoulders. So that means elbows down and shoulders away from the floor. Feet can be apart. And we inhale, lift up the head and chest. And I'm not really pressing to the hands and arms yet. I'm I'm pushing the hands and the arms down, but a little bit. And then instead of doing too much, drawing the shoulder drawing the chest forward, I'm pulling my arms towards my feet instead. And then going all the way back down. Do that again. So focus on extending a thoracic spine. So draw your chest between your shoulder, draw your chest forward, pushing the chest forward between your shoulders, and then going all the way back down. So you're not supposed to feel your lower back too much yet. Inhale. So just the bottom of your rib cage stays on the floor. You deepen the not external rotation, sorry. Deepen the back extension through the upper part of your spine and coming all the way back down. Let's do one more time. So I really want you to focus on the thoracic spinal extension, the top part, thoracic spine. And then as long as you feel okay, you can go a little bit higher. In that case, go ahead, open the knees, open the feet a little bit wider. So once you come here, go ahead, start using those arms and start extending your arms. You can go as high as you can go. Of course, you could stop at the same height, okay, without using the arms. All right, do that again. Inhale. So you could stop right here, or go ahead and start using those arms. Okay, so this time start lifting up your legs like a seesaw. So as you go down, keep lifting up your legs, keep lifting up, thinking of lifting up or lengthening the legs, and start lifting up your head and chest. And as soon as you come to the top, you're on top, your legs are going down. So think about your body is like a seesaw. Reach through the front part of your thigh. Your quads is reaching the leg away from yourself. So keep the legs, keep the knees straight. Okay, it doesn't have to be high either way. Your legs could be a little bit lower. Your body could be a little bit lower. Okay, let's do 2 more for each. So if you're working with a small range, then you look like this. So you don't have to do a fancy stuff. And go all the way back down. And go ahead, sit down on your heels. Child's pose. Or rest position in Pilates. Okay, if you want to stretch your shoulders, keep your elbows off. Okay, if it's too much, leave your elbows down on the floor. Good, and go ahead and walk your hands towards the right side or left side and push the hips to the opposite side. Your arms, both arms can be over the head or one hand can be on the side of your knee, either way. Good, and then coming all the way back. And go ahead, switch side. Good, and then come on to the quadrupeds. Okay, so now we go a tiny little cat-cow. Doesn't have to be big. Hands under the shoulders and knees under your hips. As you inhale, go ahead, do a cat. And as you exhale, cow. As long as you move the whole spine, you don't have to go into a deep flexion, especially the deep flexion. I mean, depending on your spinal condition. If you have a spinal stenosis, you could go deeper flexion. Good, now we are adding the leg. So go ahead, reach one of the leg. As you exhale, you curl and knee towards the nose, and inhale. So when you inhale, you extend the spine, also extend your hip. So try to lift up the leg a little bit higher than your hip joint. Doesn't have to be too high, but try to go a little bit higher. And I want you to use your abdominals. So the higher the leg goes, the more abdominals you need to use. Okay, and let's do 2 more. Inhale. Oh, sorry, inhale, extend, and exhale, around. So once you extend your leg, extend your spine, you stop right here, reach to the knee, and then see if you can bend this knee, and see if you can grab on the foot with the opposite hand. Just a balance. If you can, that's totally fine, as long as your intention is there. So if you can grab on it, that's great. And if you're looking for a little bit deeper back extension, go ahead and push the foot up towards the ceiling and get a nice shoulder stretch. If you can, that's fine. You could stay in the lower position. That's fine. Good. And when you release your hand and leg, release, stabilize your body, and then come back. Beautiful. Good. And let's switch sides. So you reach the opposite leg because you're in the back extension. So you lift up your leg a little bit higher and then knee towards the nose or forehead. You go back extension with the knee lift. So you really need to think about your hamstring. So it's like a pelvic curl, but you're facing down. I mean, in pelvic curl, we are not into spinal extension, but what you're feeling around your hips, very similar to pelvic curl. So you use the hamstrings and glutes to lift up the leg. Let's do 1 more for each. Exhale. And inhale, you go up, 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 and then lift up your leg as high as you can go before you bend the knee. So once you bend the knee, the leg wants to go lower. Try not to let it happen. You really need to use the hamstring and see if you can grab on the foot. And you could go higher with your foot, a deeper extension, or you can just stay here for a couple more breaths. 1 more time. Good. And then go ahead and release it without moving the body. And put your knee, put your hand down. And again, sit down on your heel. Good. And come all the way back. And put your hands on your hips. Good. So see if you can lift up one of the legs, and you need to shift your body weight slightly on the opposite hip, but see if you can lift up the leg and put this leg straight forward instead of taking the leg around. Okay, so straight like this. Just shift your weight so you can have a little bit space for your leg and then foot. Okay, and then bring it back. The same idea. So shift and then switch sides. Shift your body weight slightly to the opposite side, and then yes, there you go. If you need to hold the balance with, floating your arm, that would be great. So it's gonna be a little bit easier because you can use your arms. If you want to make it more challenging, hands behind your head. It's gonna be super hard. And then the most important thing is try not to take the leg around from the side. Okay, it needs to go straight forward. And I'm sure one side is a little bit easier and opposite side is a little bit harder. Good. 1 more for each. It's actually not easy. Last one. Good. So when you stop at the far side, can you tuck your toes under the back leg? You don't have to go high. can you lift up your back leg knee a little bit off the floor? If it's too hard, you can put your hand here. Just a tiny bit lift is fine. Good. And then go down. Okay. Same thing. Exhale, you lift. Just 1 inch or less than 1 inch is fine. So instead of leaning forward, once you lean forward, it's easy because you don't have a weight on your back leg. So keep your body straight, okay? Perpendicular to the floor. It's super hard once you do this. One more time, and hold, and go down, and put the top of the foot down, and then come back to a kneeling, and let's go to the other side. Doesn't have to be wide. So make sure your shoulders, head, everything right above your hip joint. No leaning forward, okay? And go ahead, lift up. I mean, this side is a little bit harder for me. Put your hand on the knee, becomes a little bit easier. So don't lean forward, use the back extensors, and then lift up your knee and slowly go down without dropping. And let's do 2 more. Exhale, lift. Good, and down. If you need a support, you can grab something like a wall, chair, sofa, anything, or desk. Okay, if your knee bothers you, then you don't have to do this. Good. Okay, so take the knee back. And then coming back onto the knees. Okay, I really want you to push through the shins, okay? By using the quads, the underneath part of the quad, pushing those shins down, okay? All right, so we're going to do a roll down. Okay, so I'm gonna introduce 2 ways. So we can do a regular roll down, like rolling through the spine, articulate, and you bring your hips back towards your heels and use your quads to push the hips forward and hamstrings and then go all the way up. So this is a regular way. So if you're not supposed to round the spine, go ahead, start pulling the hips just like you're doing squat. Okay, but your hips are hovering off the heel and then go all the way up by pushing the hips. So you're pretty much hinging from the hip joint. Let's do 1 more time. Exhale either way. Exhale. Let your fingertips touch the floor and then go all the way up, and then roll your shoulders back and then reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling. Open the clavicle, open the front part of your chest. Today, instead of going to the side, you are going back as far as you can go backwards. Okay, and then again, inhale, you reach. So from here, you keep pulling the arms as far as you can go. You may want to squeeze the scapulas, that's fine. Let's do 1 more time. Inhale, you reach. Good, and then exhale, take the arms behind you without arching your back. Ooh, and all the way down. Thank you so much. Yay, great job.